This is Jazz, and you are watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. I am in Dead Man's Hollow, which is part of the Allegheny Land Trust Foundation's thing, whatever. This is just right off the Gap Trail in Allegheny County, so it's another thing that's right outside of Pittsburgh that you can check out if you know where to look. So this episode, some dear friends of mine in the band, the Ragged Company, are going to be joining us. So let's check out a tune from them on Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. I am here in Dead Man's Hollow. Ooh, that sounds spooky, and it is. Not really. Anyways, this is part of the Allegheny Land Trust Conservatory. There's a bunch of trails, about 8 miles of trails here, and it's just off of the Gap Trail, which is the walking and biking trail goes from Pittsburgh to Cumberland, Maryland. So it's on the Pittsburgh side of Boston, and it's pretty cool because there used to be an old factory here that apparently made all kinds of piping things, and that's where I'm at. If you get a chance to visit Dead Man's Hollow, there's a bunch of trails. I think it's like 8 miles worth of trails to check out, walking trails and stuff. So I locked my bike up there because I rode my bike here. This is definitely a cool place to check out in Pennsylvania, which is the theme of the show. Cool things to do in Pennsylvania. Because I've actually been home for about 8 weeks and I'm going out of my mind. I haven't been traveling. So that's why we have a couple episodes from the Pennsylvania area. There's some cool bridges around here too, if you go exploring on the trails. I don't know if I guess there's usually maybe sometimes water down here, but been a bit of a dry spell, so no water today. Behind me here at Dead Man's Hollow is the Enchanted Staircase. Let's check them out. I don't know how far up they go. They're pretty cool looking. I think that's it. I think that's all of the enchanted staircases here in Dead Man's Hollow. I'm going to walk up a little bit further just to make sure. And while I do that, here's some music from my good friends in the Ragged Company.
Better than me.
I didn't find any more enchanted staircases here in Dead Man's Hollow, so I think this is it. And I think that's pretty much it. On to the next cool adventure. on Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. I am in Forest Hills, Pennsylvania, which is not far from where I live, and I never knew this existed. This is the old Westinghouse atom smasher. How cool is that? What a cool treasure. So I was talking with a lady that lives around here, and she said that people go in there and sleep overnight. Well, not in there, but I guess around there, and sleep overnight, and they skateboard and all that. But I'm not sure that I would want to do that because of all the chemicals, nuclear stuff. Let's see if we can get in. I would love to get in there. They got it all fenced in, and everything's locked here. However, looks like somebody ripped the fence open here, which means we have access. Let's check it out. Yeah, sweet. Look at that. We're in. I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here. It's pretty freaking cool, so why not? Atom Smasher. That sounds really crazy. Bunch of graffiti and stuff. I love old stuff like this. All the people around here have been really cool about coming to check it out, because there's houses like literally right there, but it's all fenced off. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'd like to climb up that. Wow. I can't believe I literally live 20 minutes away from this. I've never known this is here. Right now, we are going to watch a music video on Jazz's Rockin Roadshow.
I found music and Jesus, that's how I found weed. Just up the road is where I learned to read. I got my first job before I came of age, washing dishes in a kitchen for minimum wage. I thought I was doing everything right. You live for the weekend and work all your life. My father taught me to seek memories, not pain. The money will come, they print more every day. And if your casket has room, son, take what you can. When I leave this world, I'll have two empty hands. The hours at work ain't gonna change God's plan. So love what you got, son, and take what you can. I turned 18, I moved out on my own. Just my wife, and she made me a home. We settled down right see those old memories where I lay my head. And from my back porch I see the ghosts of my friends, where we'd go get high in a field for the dead. I still can't believe I made it out alive. You bury your brothers, you soon realize. If your casket has room, son, take what you can. When I leave this world, I'll have two empty hands. The hours at work ain't gonna change God's plan. So love what you got, son, and take what you can. Transition and tears in my eyes. I look to the past as I know what's ahead. A new love of my life, a big bow on her head. I left with decisions from the lessons I've learned. Do I hang up the songs? Do I go back to work? What will I teach her, God? What will she learn? I think back to my dad, remember the words. If your casket has room, son, take what you can. When I leave this world, I'll have two empty hands. And life's full of reasons, the price of a dime. With no dollar spent, gonna buy you more time. I don't have an answer to the meaning of life, but you ain't gonna find it. It's all 9 to 5. The hours at work ain't gonna change God's plan. So love what you got, son, and take what you can. So love what you got, son, and take what you can. So love what you got, son, and take what you can.
You're watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow, and behind me is the old Westinghouse atom smasher here in Forest Hills, Pennsylvania. This was a 5 million volt electric static particle accelerator from back in the day. This was built in like 1937, and throughout the 1940s it really helped in learning about energy production. They did all kinds of experiments and that kind of stuff here. In 2015, this used to stand upright. I think it's like a 65-foot big oval thing. It used to stand upright, and in 2015 they basically dumped it here in this abandoned lot here in the middle of Forest Hills, and it's been here ever since. So yeah, there's some cool stuff to see right in your backyard, because I didn't even know this existed. This is like 20 minutes from my house, which is crazy. You know, it freaks me out a little bit being this close to something like this. And, you know, apparently it's quasi-safe, otherwise it wouldn't just be laying here in the middle of a residential area. But, you know, it is all fenced off, and they probably don't want you going up in it. But I did notice that there's a little opening there. So let's go check it out and see what's inside. Well, this thing doesn't really do much other than just lay here, but I can't help but think if I was just like on one of my drunken excursions and happened to see this late at night, I'd be like, man, we just been visited by aliens and they crash landed. Well, I gotta say, that was pretty cool to check out up close. I'm happy that I snuck through the fence to get a closer view. As long as I don't get radiation sickness or anything like that, it's all good. So, onward to the next destination. I am here in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania at the UFO Monument. Right. So here's the story. In 1965, December 9th, 1965, there was a fireball spotted over top of Ontario, Canada, in that area. And then there were reports of the same thing, Michigan, parts of Ohio. Anyways, this thing jets across the sky, crashes here in the little town of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, which is pretty close to Mount Pleasant, New Stanton area. And so it crashes. All the locals see this and come running out to see it, and all of a sudden the Army Corps of Engineers comes, ropes off the area. They have some civilian scientists to kind of make out, you know, what's happening. And the official story, they never recovered anything. However, there's a bunch of eyewitnesses that say they removed something the size of a VW van. And there's even some reports that there were some types of bodies that also were recovered. But years go by, and you know, there's no official report. Some people say it was a Soviet satellite because there was all this writing on the side that nobody could understand what it was, like some of the eyewitnesses. Some people think that it was a I forget the name of it. It's something Mark II re-entry vehicle. I'll put the name on the screen. You know, like a spaceship that could re-enter the atmosphere or something like that, which would make sense. And the people that I witnessed it said it looked like a acorn, which is what that is up there, kind of a mock-up of it. So anyways, years went by, and there was a lady, last name I think was Keene, that was an investigative reporter that sued NASA, right, under the Freedom of Information Act, to release all these documents to see what it really was. But there's a bunch of stuff that was missing, you know how the story goes. So anyways, here I am, Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, home of where the UFO crashed. Every year they have a UFO festival here, so I might have to come here and do an episode from the UFO festival, because that'd be pretty cool. In the meantime, here's a tune from my buds in the Ragged Company.
Everybody knows you try to play the victim in your Broadway show.
All right, pretty close to where the monument is, I found this place, which is kind of cool. It's the Kecksburg UFO store, but it's conveniently located at the bar. So I am going to check it out, but I'm going to turn my camera off until I get inside just so I don't get beat up or anything. So we'll be back. This is pretty cool. It's like a little store in a bar, and you have to ring the buzzer to get in. And then they say, just go in the back, and there's all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, definitely a cool place to check out. That concludes my visit to the UFO store right there in the bar right there. It's hard to hold a camera and do that. I wanted to get a really cool shirt, but I ended up getting a glass instead. That was probably the coolest museum I've ever been, or not museum, but gift store I've ever been to, because you had to buzz in to get into a members only bar, and then you had to go in there like, oh, just go in the back there, turn the light on and check it out. So yeah, it's a good time. Behind me, behind this fence that used to not exist, is the Quaker church and cemetery right by Perryopolis, like 2 miles from Perryopolis. And I think they put this up, and they ain't messing around. I mean, they don't want people to get in. Yeah, I was going to go up there today, and now I'm locked out, at least at the moment, unless I find a way to get in. But yeah, no trespassing after dark, which leads me to believe I'm allowed to trespass before it gets dark. But we'll see if we can at least get some cool shots for you. I remember back when I was in high school years and years ago, you'd go up to the ice skating rink and you'd hear that somebody was at the Quaker church and cemetery, and they found groups of Satanists and people sacrificing small animals and such. I don't know if that's true or not, but it would explain why they have the fence around the place with the barbed wire and all of the no trespassing signs. Well, I had hoped that this would be a little bit more exciting than just this, but you know, sometimes whenever you go on adventures, it is what it is. So seeing as I can't really get up in there at the moment, how about if I play a tune from the Ragged Company on Jazz's Rockin Roadshow.
guitar and some worn out old rhymes. I give you everything. your money on me.
I am here with my dear friends in the Ragged Company. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you guys rock the Casbah. How long have you guys been playing? Tell me all about the band. Is this your brainchild?
Yeah, this is my brainchild. This started really in like 2021 under the name Zach Revito and Rust Belt Rhythm. And as people have come and gone, this lineup kind of solidified in February, March. Noah came along. Tony and Corey came in like June of 23. I was doing math about dates, not your name. And like June of 23, they came on board, and then Noah came in around March, and this has been the lineup ever since, and it's been working pretty good for us so far.
Excellent. And the best part about this interview is your glasses are fogging.
I know, right?
I love it,
I'm
right? So if you all don't know, in TV world here, Jazz's Rockin Roadshow has this huge studio that we record in. I mean, it's massive, right? But the problem is the temperature fluctuates. So as soon as you get some bodies in here, it goes way up. So thank you for being on the show. So you guys just recorded an EP this past summer over at Leaning Studio of Green. Hey, Roo Dog, shout out.
Our boy Roo Dog.
Yeah, right on. So what songs, what determined the tunes? Have you've probably been playing them out for a while and you got the audience saying, we need recordings of that, or how'd you decide what you did?
Yeah, we we started recording it 2 years ago, I bet. And little by little we've just been chipping away at it. Every 6 months or so, Roo Dog will text me and be like, hey, we gonna finish this stuff? And so it was kind of what we had at the time, and then the way we grew it from there was just audience response. It was people like this one, maybe didn't attach themselves to this one right away, so we just kind of whittled it down to the 5 that people really seem to be leaning into pretty well. So
right, and then so you guys did a song tonight called "She's Gone."
Yes.
But on the recording, you guys have like mandolins, violins, oboes, didgeridoos, everything, right?
Yeah. We that was our. I keep saying that's Social Distortion meets Alan Jackson. We have Ben Mainhart, who came in to do steel guitar and fiddle. I played mandolin, acoustic, baritone, and electric guitar, and then Dave Resto on the drums.
Nice. So that's really cool because, that's what's fun about the studio. You can add all these things, but, if I didn't know that before I heard you play it tonight, I would have never, the songs didn't lack those instruments. That's a indication of a really good or well-written song.
Well, thank you.
You could strip it down and it still stands on its own.
Thank you.
So speaking of songs, Take What You Can, kind of more of a ballad type song, right?
Yeah.
Is that on the EP?
That will be on the EP.
Excellent. Yep. So let me tell you, go buy the EP just for that song alone. That's the hit. That's the song that every girl in the audience is going to be like, I love those guys. I mean, I couldn't even look at their eyes because it did it to me too. But what's the big hit that, like, when you guys play somewhere, people lose their mind about?
Usually that one.
Yeah, all right. See, I picked a good one, right?
Yeah.
And then now you guys, so I think we played a very long time ago We being my band Half Wheel, and you guys, or a variation of you guys,
Yes, sir.
played a show a couple years ago now, right?
Yeah, probably
Wow.
2022, I would bet.
Yeah, so it's now at the time of this, it's 2024. So it's a small world in
Yeah,
rock and roll world.
rock and roll.
So you guys got the EP. Do you guys do like pretty much showcase type shows, all originals all the time? Do you play some covers too?
Yeah, we'll do anything from a 20-minute opening slot for a national act to 3 hours, 3-hour bar gigs where, people don't actually want to hear us and they just want to hear they just want to hear Wagon Wheel.
Hey, whatever pays the bills,
Whatever
right?
pays the bills, that's what I
Right
say.
on.
So anything from, here to there.
Where's your home base at? Like, where do you gravitate towards? Butler area? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what Butler people. What do you have in the water? There's so many great bands from Butler, and the Rock Station. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys
that's
got
it.
it going in Butler.
Yeah.
The rest of the boroughs should, or whatever little suburb should take note what's going on in Butler.
Yeah, having guys like Bob and Utah in your corner really make for a heck of a scene.
Right. So you guys have been working, playing, you got the EP going on and you're gigging now, I guess. Is that like the goal to just play everywhere and get out there?
All the time. We're hoping to start moving out into like the tri-state area and get on the road as much as what's reasonable, and hopefully put a full-length record out in the next 2 years, hopefully.
Mhm.
So it's the
Excellent.
goal. Yeah.
Excellent. So media sites, like where can Facebook, Bandcamp, you on all of those, I'm guessing?
Yep, all the basics: Facebook, X, Instagram, all that. We have a website, theraggedcoband.com.
Right.
And yeah, SoundCloud and all that sort of stuff where you can stream demos currently, and then the EP will be on, Spotify and iTunes and all the fun mediums.
So how'd you guys come up with the band name? I mean, I know there's a lot of denim being worn. Does it have anything to do with denim?
No. We just we're four dudes that love denim. No, it a line in Dead Flowers, the Rolling Stones song. I hope you don't see me in my ragged company.
Right.
We when we were Zach Vito and the Rust Belt Rhythm, it just didn't feel right anymore to be a solo act. I wanted the audience to know that these guys were just as much the band as I was, and I was a big proponent at the end of 2023. Like, we needed to change the name and make it a band, not me and my band. So we were just bouncing stuff off the wall, and Packy Reap was going to be sitting in with us for our New Year's Eve show, and he loves Dead Flowers. He sings that every time he's out. So I was singing it to myself, and I was like, guys. And it took a minute for everybody to warm up, but
yeah,
that's how we ended up the Ragged Company.
I like it. Because I can hear, it fits your music perfectly. When I listen to you guys, I was hearing, like you mentioned, the one song kind of had a little bit of like social distortion from like the Prison Bound era.
Yeah.
And, there's a couple things you played here and there. I was like, man, that's a little bit of the Jayhawks, a little bit of.
Yeah.
And I always say everybody has a Minneapolis sound because I lived up there for so long. It's like everything does. But, you guys are just a really good straight ahead rock and roll band from what, in my opinion. I don't know. How do you guys describe yourselves? I mean, and I mean that as a compliment. I didn't mean that like.
No, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been telling people is, I think what you coined it, farm aid rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
We lean into the Springsteen, Mellencamp, Tom Petty, and we try to lean country as much as is reasonable, and digging into like the Cody Jinks type of inspirations. But when we got Angus Young on guitar most of the time, I can't.
Yeah. Well, I could see you guys like that kind of music lends itself for like, man, you guys could play state fairs. You could play any type of like big outdoor gathering. I could totally see your band playing that, and anything from like, opening up for some rock band to like a country style, but you guys would fit so many different genres. So
yeah, we really appreciate that. That's what we're, it's kind of what we're after. We don't really want to like pigeonhole anything, but we don't want to be so eclectic that it's hard to even gain an audience. We're just kind of looking for 4-chord rock tunes that get people's attentions.
What do you think the toughest thing about having a band in the Pittsburgh area is?
Oh,
It's a tough one.
Yeah. Anybody else want to take a crack at that?
There's a lot of good bands in the area.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good
A
bands
lot
in
of
the
really
area.
good bands.
Yeah.
In this area, there's so many good bands. Like when you're playing out, the crowd's stretched to a lot of different places and venues because there's just as many, good bands across the county, across Allegheny, Butler, Beaver, tri-state area, and people that follow us and the friends of us and other bands. They're all over the place, and so you're all playing the same night, and so sometimes it can be a hard draw, but that's one of the competitions or one of the tough parts about this area is a lot of good music.
Yeah, I think all you got to do is walk to like the Millville Music Festival, and there's your answer.
Yeah, that's legitimate because you're not competing, but for lack of a better word,
Right.
You're competing against all the other live music, and then we're a sports town, so you got all the sports teams, and then you got the media, and it's just such a fine line that you have to juggle because you have to have a social media presence and videos and stuff on that. But then if you do too much of that, it's like, well, why should I go see you live? I can just watch you on
Exactly.
YouTube,
Yeah. Your whole set's on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a balance you have to strike with that.
Yeah.
There definitely is.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging with me tonight. Anything you want to tell the audience before?
No,
You're
thank you
welcome.
guys for putting us where we are so far. I mean, we didn't expect to start getting traction at any point. So the fact that we've gotten to do what we've been able to do is 100% thanks to the people that come to the shows and support and buy T-shirts and guys like Jazz who put on awesome programs like this that support guys like us.
Well,
So,
thank you. I tell everybody my show is watched by tens of people.
Yeah.
So after you guys are on it, it's going to be watched by 11s of people.
Absolutely. That's what my dad will tune in. So
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on the show. You guys are welcome here anytime. In fact, I'm doing an Antarctica episode. This is top secret stuff. You guys need to play a couple songs on it. Sound good?
Will it be as cold as Antarctica?
No, my place is quite much warmer. Quite much warmer. My English really good.
We're in, though. We're in.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you.